fine Scotsman and my brothers were all green. It was all very well in its way, but now I prefer my blue. It makes me different, you see, and it's very suitable for an important engine like me.
I like my green too. I'd hate to be red like James. People would think I was a fire engine.
At least people can see me coming. I don't disappear into the background like some engines I could mention.
Retorted James.
If it wasn't for the noise, you would need a yellow and black front like Mavis.
Henry's protests were drowned in the laughter of the other engines, and he went to sleep wondering how to pay James back. Henry was still cross the next morning.
What could be wrong? What could be wrong?
Wondered the coaches anxiously as Henry pulled noisily away from the big station. Do come along, Henry snorted impatiently. They had a fast run, but it didn't improve Henry's temper. He bumped the coaches when they reached the end of the line, and again when he backed up to them for the return journey. He simmered angrily while the fireman fastened the coupling. No one noticed the rattle from beneath Henry's footplate as he snorted away, and soon the train was running well. Hurry, 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 puffed Henry. Faster and faster they went. At last, Henry began to feel better. Suddenly, he heard a crack from below his cab. Shouted the driver. He applied the brakes while the fireman scrambled forward to the footplate. He was just in time. Both men watched in horror as the widening gap opened between Henry and his tender. Henry stopped as soon as he could. The automatic brake halted his tender and the train some distance behind.
Now we must drop Henry's fire. It will be dangerous to let him boil dry now. He can't get more water from his tender.
The fireman agreed.
Now, sorry, old boy. Just when we got going nicely, so I would bind about so much you have broken your tender coupling. While
the fireman dealt with the fire, the driver went back to tell the signalman what had happened. When he returned, he found Henry completely hidden in a huge cloud of smoke, which billowed from beneath his cab. The fireman emerged, choking.
Henry's fire set the sleeper's light.
The driver eased Henry clear of the blaze. And then Edward came to take his train on to the next station. Henry felt most uncomfortable. Workmen made Henry a temporary coupling. They rejoined him to his tender, and then the driver and fireman lit a new fire and drove him gently home. Edward, who had of course seen everything, told the others.
Have you heard about what happened to Henry? He bumped the coach hard enough to break his tender coupling, and his...
They were careful what they talked about that night. As for Henry, he was touchy on the subject of fires for some time afterward. But James was quick to notice that from then on, Henry stopped making rude remarks about the color of fire engines.
Bye.